Fuck it, we're going live right now, baby. We can't be waiting for that countdown any longer. We need to go right into the charts. No, maybe not. We have a little bit of time to let people kind of join on back in, as it is it's not really an impromptu live stream. It's kind of planning for this one regardless, but today is the day. And I see many great comments here. I see many familiar faces as well, but I just need to read some of these comments because they're so fucking good. We're here and we're queer. That's right. We're here and we're queer and we're not fucking leaving. And then Peter says, we're here, we're queer, and we're ready to steal your Bitcoins. That's exactly right. Your Bitcoins have been stolen. In fact, I made a pretty flippant Twitter post about this last night, or I think it was like around yesterday midday, just having like a random thought. And what if some sort of fucking, kid savant figures out how to do quantum computing and steals all of our Bitcoins, and then we're here and we're queer and we got no Bitcoins. Or maybe Peter's the fucking savant. It could be. Anyways, get him. He has all the coins. Anyways, plenty to talk about today, of course, with the market coming down, quite significantly. Let me actually see if we have this view over here. Holy shit, we're in Chicago. Oh my God, it's amazing. Why is my light seemingly not working that well? Yeah, that's maybe a little bit better right there. Krown daily live streams. I don't think I have the energy for daily live streams, especially while I'm training as well, man. Even without training, I mean, fucking daily live streams. Like, my voice goes so fast. I think I could do maybe like 2 a week if things really got crazy. If things were like really in the heat of a bull market for a few months, could probably do 3 a week. But my God, man, 1 for right now is probably good enough. It's been actually a few weeks since the last one. I think I did the last one a little bit before my last fight. So it's been, about 2 to 3 weeks now. So it's good to be back, as always, especially with a little bit of price action as well, because, things still are kind of boring. Realistically, Bitcoin, crypto is basically in the same range that it has been in since, March. Still since March. Very little has actually changed in terms of, long-term direction and just overall price action. But things, of course, important happening in the background, and I do still suspect that Bitcoin is getting ready for a pretty powerful Q4. Despite October being canceled, we've canceled Bull October because the 1st of October was very, very bad. It's very bad. That means the rest of it's going to be bad. That's just the way that things go. But if you've actually been paying attention to yesterday's analysis, the statistically based analysis on when, to expect major lows for Bitcoin especially, well, it's best to be defensive, at least into the first week/week and a half of this month of October. So despite October typically being a more positive month, like a good month, right? You probably have to wait at least a week to about 10 days. Again, that would be that is going to remain a big focus of this analysis and the ongoing analysis as we kind of head into this first, 10 days of October. So you'll hear me continue to repeat that. And of course, it's one of those memes, right? Memes can be true, sure, but Bull October or Octobull or Bulltober, whatever the fuck people call it, I don't know. It's all the same, but when you get everyone kind of on the same side of price action, a lot of the times you do have a little bit of a washout. In this case, we do see the price action for the last day, which, many people are going to attribute to the situation going on in the Middle East. Actually, I'm very much in the Middle East right now. It's actually very, very enlightening. I probably shouldn't get into too much political discussion, but hopefully now the people who were perhaps not believers, now realize that this ongoing war is really a war between Iran, Russia, and China versus basically the West and Israel. Jesus fucking Christ. If you don't want China to be the next world leader, I don't know, maybe support the side that is currently a part of. Maybe you are Chinese. Maybe you do want the Chinese yuan to be the next world reserve currency. Fair enough. More power to you. But me being an American, I'm probably going to favor the US dollar at this point. Because whenever you do have the changing world order, if you've read any fucking history, at all, you know that even if you're on the winning side, it's a very, very tumultuous and very painful time. You actually don't want to be around during these times. It fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks. Even if you're on the winning side, it actually can suck quite a bit, although less than other things as well. Making an Uptober coin to shill, BRB, says Crypto Chad. Great timing for that. We need more coins to shill because, of course, you need more shitcoins in a mostly shitcoin market. We do not have enough shitcoins in this market, which is actually the real concern. And I just realized that my chat's over here. It's not. Oh yes, I can just enjoy right there. There we go. Nice. And perhaps I'll just adjust this as well. I did not realize that. Jesus, my Hold on. Let's fix this damn stream up a little bit. How about that? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. Maybe we can make this bigger as well. Get some of those chats on the screen as well, so you can go full screen mode if you like. I saw someone earlier type in that they have their baby oil ready for this stream. Very nice. I'm also in the mood as well, and I do see another great name here. I haven't seen this name before, and I just want to call him out because it is actually one of my favorite bands of all time. Ice Cold Chili Peppers. Oh, Chili Peppers. Oh, very clever, man. I thought it was Chili Peppers, but whatever. Still pretty cool, man. Good stuff. I blame Big Mike. Yes, Big Mike. I have admittedly spent way too much time going down this rabbit hole of Big Mike. I don't even care if it's not true, but it's fucking hilarious, and I like it just for the story. I love reading fiction, and this one, I don't care if it's nonfiction or fiction. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the story. Baby oil is bullish. Yes, baby oil is bullish, and also tissues and lotion as well. I mean, we need to clean up. Not everyone has a mother around to clean up their mess after they get done with their damn fleshlight, because moms are busy around the world. Mom, clean my fucking fleshlight, or you ain't getting no fucking nanos for the next month. And bring me back my damn tendies, you lazy bitch. I missed the memo about early October wreckage. Well, I couldn't have told you that it was going to come down this much, and probably does come down maybe a little bit more as well. But yeah, being defensive in this first week of October, probably a good idea, as timing of flows does indeed matter and does seem to be somewhat predictable, actually. RIP to my ears. Sorry, Jogan? Is that Joe Rogan, but mixed up into one word? I just joined. The fuck, says Winter Statue. Yes, indeed. You've just joined. Take off your pants, bend over, and get ready for some ramming of your choice. I mean, we have many people here to administer such things. Anyways, I wish that this chat box looked a lot better, to be honest with you. Maybe I can figure this out at some later point. I'm just going to give a little bit more time for people to join on in. I want to actually check in on the stream over here, make sure that everything's going well. We got 652 people watching, 1 like on this video. I think that's my own like, so that's good. Crown Ramsey. P. Diddy baby oil is actually GHB. That is the new tin. There are multiple acronyms in there that I do not understand, and that is very concerning. Maybe I'm old as fuck. In fact, I am old as fuck. You can even see in my beard now, it's like half gray. It's like actually half gray. Holy shit. This is bad, man. This is really fucking bad. Chat gets better with analytics. Yeah, actually, really, honestly, I was just thinking about that earlier today. As I was reading some of the pre-stream chats. Like, the reason why live streams are so fucking fun is because the community here is so funny. Like, there's really some like actual legitimately hilarious people, like super fucking sharp people. Ethereum by chance? I mean, I'm sure that we'll look at bullshit Ethereum at some point. I mean, look, if you're addicted to the fucking ETH coin, just realize you're playing one of the laggards of this cycle, which maybe you like. That's perhaps possible. That's up to you. That's your prerogative. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. 1,000 bottles of lube. Yes, we need thousands of bottles of lube. Although in Dubai, very difficult to get actually. You can fix with castor oil the gray. Is that a real thing? Maybe I'll look that up. We are the craziest, says Michael Blast. Indeed. I'll give it like another few minutes here, and then we'll get to the actual analysis of the day. Guys, Fleshlight or Big Mike? I mean, well, if you think about the anatomy of such things, Big Mike being, who perhaps she might be, then a fleshlight is probably involved in order to make such things possible for both partners to be able to have fun. Now, I'm just speculating here. I don't know the real answer, okay? I don't know the real answer, and I'm sure that I'm going to get several emails after this saying, why are you spreading conspiracy theories? You bastard! People are going to believe it now. It's like, okay, you are lobotomized. Please relax. Speaking of lobotomized, I watched a little bit of the debates last night. Very big difference between the two. Not that I'm, probably shouldn't even get into that one as well. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the debates last night, and one of the candidates came off very, very well, in my opinion. The other one came off as kind of like, it's like, you're not the best choice, sir. I think there's a better choice out there somewhere. Krown, the authority on fleshlights. Yes, indeed, man. I actually used to own one myself, but It's very difficult to clean, and honestly, the best fleshlight that you can possibly get is the Alien fleshlight, which comes in a bluish hue, and it looks like the face of Predator on the entry point. Very concerning, very fucking concerning. But if you can still make it work, then you know you have real issues. Should probably get help. Probiotics. I have probiotics as well. Sup herps and derps. What's up, Shanice? Jatin says, I saw your back to match. By no means are you old. I mean, I am feeling like I get old, to be honest, man. It takes me so long to recover. You know, after like a few hard training sessions, it takes me like a day or two. You know, this was not an issue in my 20s. Now it is. Now it is. Unfortunately, who cleans their fleshlight? Well, for the extremely lobotomized of us out there, it shouldn't make a difference, I guess. But goddamn, man, like, that's buy or rent fleshlights. I guess it depends who you're renting from. You know, this it could work, I guess. You know, it depends on what your budget is. What does your budget allow for? You know, that's true wealth. True wealth is owning a new fleshlight. Boredom is when you unfortunately have to rent your fleshlight. Very, very bad news. Anyways, let me get my notes up over here. I think we're ready to start this crazy fucking short bus full of crypto enthusiasts, myself included. When unbanned from Discord, sir, you pissed off the wrong people, man. If you piss off our mods, it's not gonna work, man. I'm sorry. I don't know the exact reason why you were banned, sir, but I trust my mods that whenever they ban, like they really were pissed off, because they don't really do that lightly. Can you show us the state of your fleshlight? Actually, I will tell you one last story, okay, before we get into this analysis. I did own a fleshlight back in 2017 or 2018, and during that time, I was living on my own in Chicago, actually in an apartment very close to this area right here, in fact. You can actually see the apartment building. And during that time, I decided that I wanted to move to Finland. So I decided to sublease my apartment to this very nice young couple. I think they're like DePaul. DePaul is a university in Chicago. So it's like a very good one, I think, as well. Not that I think university is, well, whatever, another topic perhaps. But this very young couple is like, you know, this young man who's like got a bright face and everything, and then his girlfriend who's like this Asian girl who, you know, is very obviously shy and conservative, and they wanted my apartment, and that was great because I needed to get rid of my lease as it was still like 6 months, 6 months to go. So I gave them my apartment. I left them a few surprises, one of them being that fleshlight, because honestly, I just forgot. I didn't actually mean to leave them that. I wanted to take that with me. But unfortunately, in hindsight, I did leave it there. So I can just imagine the surprises on their faces when they found that. Anyways, get on with the show, says Lisa Chan. Sorry, Lisa. Right away, miss. No problem at all. Jesus. You must be new here. Shut the fuck up. Kidding. Although, to be honest, kind of true as well. But we have to balance things out. We can't be fully mean. We have to balance it out with a little bit of humor as well, so that doesn't come off as like complete assholedom. All right. Anyways, Lisa, get ready for your analysis. Open wide, and here we go. Which reminds me, I need to bring up my shit over here. Okay. So first things first, I want to bring you back to the statistics that we went over in yesterday's video, just because I want to continue to remind myself and remind the community out there that for at least this first week, probably even to the first week and a half, 10 days of this month of October, it's better to be defensive than not. Why do I say that? Because if we look at all of the October, did I say December? I meant October. Because if we look at all of the Octobers in Bitcoin's history, we can see that generally the low came in around day number 10. Now, there are a couple outliers with this, namely in 2012 and then again in 2019. That would be the 26th and the 23rd respectively, or sorry, on those dates. Everything else was pretty much in the single digits or very, very low teens. So if I do get rid of those, obviously it brings down the average significantly down to about 7. So again, I would say around at least the 7-day mark. Now, here's the thing, as I do bring these back, we actually have seen a really, really weird, or perhaps weird, relationship over the last, I think it was 3 or 4 months now, where the low the low of the month has been coming in around the 5th of the month. Let me just bring you back to Bitcoin right here. Or did I do it on this chart? I should have done it on this chart. Let me get it over here. Apparently, I did not prepare this absolutely perfectly, but here we go. I can do it right in the moment as well. We can see that in September 6th was actually the low of the month, so it wasn't necessarily the 5th, but very, very close to it. The low of August was that one-day major crash on the 5th of August, and the month before that, in July, what do you know? The 5th of July was this dump right here, marking again the low for that month. Now, this was the past 3 months. After that, the relationship does fail. In fact, the relationship actually starts to mark off highs for whatever reason. But we do see pivots around this time. And so as we are now on the second day of October, you know, that understanding alongside the understanding of these statistics over here, it's just better to be defensive during these times. It's a word that I like to use, like defensive. Whoops, wrong chart right there. So, you know, as Bitcoin does kind of work its way down or sideways and down here, the real question is when. So we've answered that, you know, probably around the, you know, the week mark at least, maybe 10 days in. And then also where, you know, where would be areas of interest for this? Because as of right now, Bitcoin has an opportunity to put in a higher low yet again with anything basically above 56, or sorry, why is my, okay, sorry, my eyes are like deceiving me. With anything basically above $54,000 on a closing basis, if we go over to a weekly time frame, essentially anything above $55,000, which I do think is probably a little bit more powerful, because do keep in mind, the weekly actually does not have a higher low in place just yet. So for this particular discussion, I'd probably bring up my fibs right here, just kind of get an idea of where we're at in the grand scheme of things. You can see that Bitcoin is now resting upon the 382 fib. Yes, sometimes you do see, you know, strong lows around that region, especially in strong trends, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it come down somewhere around the 50% retracement right here, which is 59,500. And then, you know, in my opinion, worst case scenario, as we also went over in yesterday's video, is about $58,000, or maybe slightly below $58,000. That's also in alignment with one of the other pieces of criteria that we were looking at on the quarterly chart, which just updated, of course, as of the turn of October 1st. And I went over this in yesterday's video as well, but again, just reminding myself that, you know, anytime that we've seen Bitcoin trade and trend, or really just have any move around that red 5 exponential moving average, whether it be to the upside or the downside, it almost always has. In fact, it basically always has, especially in upside moves, a reconnect with that at some point during the quarterly. What do I mean by this? Well, let me bring you over here to 2015, the beginning of a couple of bull markets ago. Bitcoin closed above the red 5, boom, reconnects with it right here, touches it again right here, reconnects, and then, of course, you know, once it starts to break, then market falls apart. Again, same thing over here. Boom, close above, reconnects, like almost every time. And when it doesn't reconnect, it's almost a signal that the market is probably getting a bit heated. Same thing back in 2013 run as well. And what do you know? The 5 exponential for the quarterly chart is, well, it actually moves quite significantly down with this current move, but, you know, basically mid $57,500. And yesterday it was actually a little bit above $58,000. So that is still my worst case scenario on like a crazy wick. You know, maybe that is accompanied by some sort of geopolitical news as well. But ultimately, you know, Bitcoin coming down here likely does provide an opportunity. I don't think that this really changes anything, at least for myself, long term. You know, I'm still looking at this next 3 to 6 months worth of price action is very likely bullish, and probably marking the next high for this market cycle, to be honest with you as well. But you know, Bitcoin probably going to have this last scare, I do think. And, you know, if it comes down a little bit around there, I would look at that as an opportunity. Again, things can fail, of course, but as long as Bitcoin's, you know, still closed monthlies, you know, above these regions, I'm not going to be macro bearish. Even the monthly right now is resting around that 5 exponential as well. So you're getting the reconnect there as well. So again, you know, another few days and we'll see where things are at. Do things have a little more continuation of the downside or not is a real question. If it does, these are the areas that I'd be looking at. And I just lost my fibs there yet again, but we can just draw that really, really quickly here. Again, 59.5 and then 58 or so, somewhere around one of these two major regions, assuming that the current level does not hold, which I probably don't think that it will. Moving on from there, I did want to get into the HPDR, because we do see actually the monthly HPDR is basing off of the 50% level right here. So I guess this would be like the most, this current move to the downside would be the most optimistic as to where, you know, Bitcoin is potentially putting its next major low. Of course, you can get a nice wick below this region, but ultimately you just want to see Bitcoin close above it by end of month. And again, that would be basically like 60,400 or so. If we go over here to spot price action, is there anything of significant interest? Not particularly. So moving on from there, I did want to get into, where is it? Yes, a follow-up of, no, actually we'll save that for last, and we'll go into SPY. Again, this is traditional markets right here. I do think that SPY probably takes this opportunity to very likely come down and fill somewhere around this gap as well, which is also why I'd still remain, generally defensive here. We can make a nice little blue box of peace and prosperity. And of course, if SPY comes down, you're probably gonna expect your Bitcoins of the world to also come down as well. So, just be defensive. Again, this would still be a higher low. This would still be overall fine. It's just, gonna scare the shit out of people in the meantime. And of course, during this time, you're gonna see people talk about, guys, it's World War III fucking starting. It's World War III. I swear it's World War III is real this time, for real, fucking for real. I can assure you almost, okay, I can't have 100% certainty, of course, but from what I understand, from the people that I trust to understand these things, it's extremely unlikely that we'd see World War III happen off the back of what's going on in the Middle East. Like, no one's going to fucking risk that for fucking Iran, okay? For fucking Iran. Like, even their allies, like, they don't even really seem to care that much about them. It's a fucking cold world out there. You want to know a crazy quote? This is a fucking terrible quote, and I forget who said this, but it's really awful. The strong do what they can, and the weak suffer from what they must. And Iran would be weak compared to, of course, Russia and in China. Anyways, enough of that talk right there. Last thing over here, I will bring you to the 5-day setup. This one did close off of last night's price action. It did close profitably, opening at 58,000, closing at 61,000. Obviously did leave some of those profits on the table, but that is the name of the game, or not the name of the game, but that is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And of course, these statistics over here continue to move in the right direction as that equity curve does grow. So just another sort of example of, of trusting these things more long-term. Let me actually boost this up. I realize you can't see it too well right there. If you are using the quant automation tools, which are offered over here in the link in the description below, that is how we're kind of setting up these sort of these sort of setups, plus many more. If you're interested in such things, check it out in the description below. That's your nice little shill for the day. And I see Ben Dover from Hong Kong actually wants to look at the Seng Index. Let's actually check that one out. Yeah, okay, we can do it on. Actually, let me bring up. Do I have I would like to bring up, actually, no, we can do it on this chart right here. Okay, let's do this. I have not looked at this ticker in a very, 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 very long time. Obviously, it's not crypto. Let me take that off. Futures or just the regular. Let's look at futures. Why not? Wow, big girthy green dildo to the upside. And I suspect that this is coming off of China's financial stimulus, which I do think is probably significant and probably also impactful for Bitcoin as well. Again, another reason why in the background, financial policy probably, again, should be looking for the opportunity of a higher low rather than a legitimate reversal, at least as of right now. In fact, that always brings, whenever I say something like that, I do want to ask myself the question, what price, if met for Bitcoin, would make me say, hey, no, this is fucked. This is actually fucked. I mean, coming back down below the September lows would obviously do it for me on a weekly. That would be it. But anyways, going back to HSI over here, I do see that it was kind of re-challenging the highs from 2023. Great place for a little bit of a short-term pullback. I don't know how well lived this pullback will be, but this one does look like the reversal is real. The monthly does look like the reversal is real and will trade higher. So, weekly probably pulls back the next, week or two, just after hitting, the same area that it's kind of been living under for the past, couple of years, actually going back to February of 2022. And then from there, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing make a move towards 26,000. Somewhere in this pocket here, more long term. But of course, that can take a lot more long time. I know that you are more long term minded, as you did specify that you're looking at a weekly and a monthly. So I mean, realistically, that could be like, a year, maybe 2 years out, something like that. I need to get my water ready because I can already tell that my voice is fading. We're fading very, very harshly already. Netch says, non-form report on Friday will be the low of the month. Well, that would be literally the 5th day. Anyways, Now we have Amadeus Ciano. What's up, man? Reef on the 4 hour, please, Zer. Okay, let's check it out. Reef, some nameless shitcoin from who knows where. Let's see. Okay, already very questionable, but very nice move off the lows, which is why I'm guessing people are asking about it now. I can already say with a chart like this, with all these major wicks to the downside, that is a severe signal that this thing does not trade that much and has a very, very low level of liquidity available. I do think that it could very easily spike a little bit higher in the current rally, you know, maybe somewhere around this region here. It's like 0.7 of a cent, which had already kind of made it somewhat of a move towards, but I do think that'll be the high of the rally, at least for this current segment, and then you go into another consolidation phase. Always difficult to love a chart that looks like this long term, that literally has only ever gone down since 2020. You know, even in 2023 and 2024, this thing did not even get anywhere fucking near its prior. I mean, this is just bad. I mean, this is what the real chart looks like right here, man. So while I do think that it can spike a little bit higher, I do think that you're probably looking at the turning point for this rally for a while. Yeah, just god awful, man. Really, really bad. Wow. Gee, where do you find charts like this for real? Like, do you believe in are you like a community member, or do you believe in the underlying technology for some reason? Like, what sort of Kool-Aid did they feed to you? I mean, I do get it. Like, if you're on the 4 hour time frame, though, you know, this has been a tremendous move right here for sure. And I do think that it can spike higher. Again, I think that it will at least re-challenge like the 0.6 of a cent high, maybe even towards 7. But I'd be looking for highs around there for a little while. Jonathan Jonathan G. Bonk on the daily and hourly. It's quite the spread of time frames, but we can look at that, I suppose. Let's see. Go to a daily first. Well, much better than the last piece of shit chart that we looked at. Wow. Significantly better. I mean, this one just only goes up apparently, compared to the other one, which only goes down. But kind of similar to the other one. I do think that this one will probably have another spike a little bit higher, somewhere around here perhaps. But I would be looking for it to likely form a little bit of a short-term high and then come back down and then search for the higher low. Hourly time frame, just a nice little consolidation right here. Do you think that it could very easily pop back up somewhere towards yesterday's high, maybe slightly higher towards that red line, but I would be looking for highs within that region, and then for it to play out a little bit of a short-term downside move. But long-term, I mean, better. I certainly like that the weekly has an uptrend, and I do think that the weekly actually will very likely break through here. It might take a few weeks, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing trading back up around your July highs. I don't know, in like the coming month or two. This looks like a, somewhat no, I wouldn't even say somewhat healthy. It looks like a healthy correction. I mean, we have hidden bullish evidence in the weekly jewel also getting a fresh signal to the upside as well. Hard to hate. Cool. All right, Michael Longcard, what's up, man? I recognize that name. Whiff on the 4 hour and daily. Is today's $2.16 low going to be hit again, in your opinion, or is the low in? Like ever again, or just when? Within when? Within when? Well, as you know, the name is usually a good indication as to the quality of such things. Dog whiff hat, very good quality. Do I think that, what was it? Yes, today's low will be ever hit again? Yes. Do I have a time frame for that? No. I do think that long term, this one is going to work its way higher, though. I think these LARP lines over here are generally playing out, and you will actually see $4 again. Similar to the last chart, acts better. These are examples of good shit for this current cycle. But yeah, if we're going down to the 4 hour and you're talking about today's low, will it re-challenge this low? It wouldn't be asking for too much. It doesn't really do anything for me if it does or does not. That's the problem with having an analysis in that. In fact, maybe it's better to bring it over here. Let's see what the actual probabilities of this would be. Hey. I think it's very okay. The actual low, like the literal low, I'd feel less confident on, but I'd say like 2.25 wouldn't be asking for too much. It doesn't really do anything if it comes back down around there. I still think overall the upside will be intact, especially on the weekly and probably even the monthly as well. Yeah, hard to hate. PP daily for friend. Okay, PP daily. Let's see, what do we have here? This one contrary to some of the other ones, looks to, okay, let me get off these damn lines. You know, it certainly has found a high right here. This one's playing a little bit more in alignment with Bitcoin, not as strong as the last two that we looked at. I do think that this one will come back down, but just like Bitcoin, I do think that you are probably going to get a higher low on this move to the downside. Areas of interest to the downside would be, well, I mean, kind of where you're at right now, and then a little bit below there would be this 9 number. What the fuck is that? 9 millionth of a cent or some shit. I don't know, man. That number's so low, it's too hard for my brain to comprehend without caffeine, and I don't have any caffeine for today. But yeah, I do think this one comes a little bit lower, but it's on higher low watch. Again, weekly, this is not bad. Monthly, not bad. I mean, overall, the upside still very likely does occur. I think you probably have a reconnect here with your 5 exponential on the 5-day time frame, and then probably tries another upside move. Again, I think a lot of these things are going to be on higher low watch. Amadeo Siana says, Popcat daily. Thank you, Zer. Popcat. All right, another. I don't think I've seen like a legitimate company's name yet. Just like Popcat, Derpcoin, Herpcoin, Fleshlight Coin. All right, I guess we go to Binance for this shit. Popcat. Cat memes, very good. I will tell you, I like watching 2 things at night when I'm getting ready to just relax with Elsa. One of them is fart videos. The other one is cat videos. And it's embarrassing because I really do enjoy it. Good. Actually, probably the best chart that we've seen today. Plays above all higher term time, or every time frame basically uptrending. It doesn't have as much history, certainly, but you're on what time frame? You're on a daily. There's not much of a daily to be looking at here. Do you think that short term it could pull back a little bit easily? But I'd be bullish on this as long as it's above 90 cents. And I'd be looking for a breakout if this thing closes above 105. Overall, looks like it wants to make a move higher. Let's see. Venom Failure. Welcome to the cave, sir. Appreciate that, man. I see that you're probably trying to do a super chat, but or like link a name, but it doesn't seem like you figured out how to put the name in there. So yeah, I don't know what you want, man. You're gonna have to figure out YouTube, which I don't even know how to do. So fair enough. Cameron Maltby says, can you please check out Moo on MEXC World War III to usher in the global XRP standard? That's right, XRP, the standard for stablecoins. Moo on MEXC. Yeah, man, it always surprised me, like what sort of people get fucking addicted to XRP. I actually do think that XRP will go to the upside probably relatively soon, but just you can't really justify being in an asset for like 6 years and the price has not moved when the rest of the market has gone up many X's. Similar to some of the other ones we've seen, I do think that this one probably comes down a little bit more, but it's higher low watch here yet again. I think I'm going to be saying that word several times this stream. If it does come down lower, I'd be looking somewhere around here, whatever the hell that number is, just below 38. Weekly, for the information that we do have, is an uptrend. I do like that. Obviously, same thing with 5-day. I just think that it can come down a little bit here, remain in an overall uptrend, but find a higher low. So I'd be bullish on this thing basically as long as it's above your low from the 6th of September, actually. Yeah. Martin Hunt, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Kekek, the Balkan Dwarf on the weekly, please. Let's check it out, man. I haven't looked at this. Actually, I have it still on my list. I don't own it anymore. Yeah, okay, but apparently this chart's still working. LARP line's a little bit off right there, but that's why they're LARP lines. They don't need to be perfect. Yeah, selling off on whatever the hell I plotted this random line for. I do think that this one, similar to the other ones, is going to come down a little bit more, still in higher low watch, most likely. Do you think that it could very easily, at least the 50% retracement level right here, probably even closer to my next red line, which is the 618 at whatever this godforsaken number is that is impossible to read because there's way too many decimal places. Long term, it's always difficult to do long term on like a literal fucking meme coin, like literal meme coins that have literally no value. And we all know that you all know that if you're playing it, you're playing a game of musical chairs. So it's like long term, the value is going to trend towards zero on most of these things. I mean, you have to respect the uptrend for now, at least. Like, this is the part of the market cycle where you can get bailed out for this sort of shit. But yeah, short term down, somewhere down in this pocket here is where I suspect, like, somewhere around there. Look for a higher low. If you see any sort of turnaround there, that would be good. All right, cool. Maurice Mendoza says turbo on the daily and weekly. Okay, turbo. All right, this also has a nice name. And also, similar to the other ones, again, putting in a little bit of short-term high off a bearish divergence. I do think that this one will work its way, again, sideways and down here, at least towards a 618. Do think it come a little bit lower, probably somewhere in this pocket right here, but I'd be on higher low watch somewhere in there. Long-term, actually good chart. Remains with a long-term uptrend. Just, look for a higher low here. Long-term bullish as long as you're above, these lows that you see from basically middle of September. Where that poorly drawn red line is. Will Chaplin says, UV, we're looking at a real thing now. Okay, this is a volatility index. This, I have to adjust my eyes. This is real. Volatility index going up, of course, as markets come down, as you would expect. I do think that this one does spike a little bit higher. Most people say that technicals do not work on volatility, but they seem to work, honestly. Theoretically, it shouldn't, but technically, the results are there. Anyways, I say that because we're getting a pretty obvious jewel signal right here and a nice higher low at the same time. I do think that this one does have a nice move to the upside, also corroborating the general thought that I'm having on this channel that, look, I do think that this market come down a little bit lower. It's going to come, or very likely to come down a little bit lower. But as most vol spikes happen, they typically get faded very, very quickly, just like this 5th of August one right here. So yes, I do think that it will. You're actually referencing the daily jewel. Yeah, not even the daily jewel, but I'm sure the weekly probably is looking decent as well here. Let's see. Yeah, the weekly also looking for a little bit more lift off. So I do think that it will spike higher, like legitimately higher as well. It's even the first attempt that you've had at a higher low in a long time on a higher term time frame too. Not that that's going to matter. I mean, you do kind of expect very long term it is going to trend again closer and closer towards zero. But yeah, good observation right there. My thoughts are exactly probably what you're thinking. I think it has more up. Style Exterior says, bruh, hello, bruh. Andy, daily and weekly, sir. All right, Andy, this is certainly not a meme coin with a name like that, right? Right? One of the worst charts we've seen today, unfortunately. Not good. You're looking at a daily and a weekly. Well, both are downtrending, which is the concern here. Maybe there's another exchange that has more history that is not so awful. I mean, there's MEXC, Bitmart, BitGet, CoinX. When you see only these exchanges, it's not a good sign. I'm gonna go with MEXC. Although MEXC chart and CoinX very different. Okay, this one's been around since May. This one's been around since March. I don't know which one to go off of, to be honest with you, man. I'm gonna go with MEXC because. Because why? I don't have a reason, honestly. Has a little bit more history. Similar to the other ones, I probably would be looking for this one to come down a little bit more. Can very easily come down. Let me just see. Actually, it is already on the 618. So if it does come down a little bit more, somewhere around 0.2 of a cent, a little bit of 2.5 of a cent, somewhere around here. Kind of, I guess, be on higher low watch. But then again, this thing's only ever downtrended, so hard to love it. In fact, if anything, I should be looking for a trend continuation to the downside because this is an awful piece of shit garbage that is likely to continue with the long-term trend, which has been its friend. And until that changes, I don't really have a reason to change my own opinion. The weekly is not anywhere near remotely ever changing the trend. The daily could change the trend if it pops back above your 27th of September high. That would do it for me. Until then, I would just let the trend be your friend. Difficult one though, just because sometimes things are so shitty that you just don't know. Jacob De Dios, what's up, man? Coin stock 4 on daily, nice one. Coin, where's my coin? I know I have it right here. Yeah, there we go. Hidden bearish divergence on that last high. probably comes back down. I do think that it will find its way back down into the 150s, maybe 155 to probably somewhere around 155. Again, downtrend right here. We have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, we have yet another lower high. The concern for Coinbase here would be that it comes back down below this last low from the 6th of September. If you see that, that's where I get really concerned on this. But I do think that there is some hopium to get to come back down, maybe close to even 150, but put in a higher low and then pop back up. And if it pops back up above, of course, your 27th of September high, that would be my green light for this thing yet again. But for right now, I would be respectful of still more downside actually to come. Weekly time frame. Yeah, same thing. Just be very, very wary. If it does pop back down below your September lows, I mean, it's going to be a very hard chart to love for a while on all higher term timeframes, monthly included. So yeah, I know you asked about a 4 hour. I don't know, maybe there's a short-term rally in between there. Probably is. Meh. I don't have a strong opinion on the 4 hour, man. Higher term timeframes taking over here. I would be respectful of those. Peepoo. Second best name of the stream. Award goes to Peepoo with Landwolf. Landwolf versus Ethereum. Definitely not a meme coin, right? With a name like this. Versus Ethereum. Okay. On Uniswap. All right. I'm sure this will be good. And surprisingly, it is actually much better than what I certainly expected, and actually many other things that we've even looked at. Had the reconnect with, or almost reconnect there. I do think it could come maybe pops a little bit lower. But I mean, this thing was basically unaffected by. Oh, that's right. This thing's being plotted versus Ethereum, so obviously it just needs to outpace Ethereum. I do think that it will continue the uptrend versus Ethereum. Yes. Will it continue it exactly from this point? That I'm not so confident of. I do think again, it could pop down very easily and set in a higher low. If it does make new lows, I'd be looking somewhere around here. But overall, I would expect this thing to actually continue to gain ground versus Ethereum long term, maybe after a correction here. Yeah, and actually, the more I look at it, the more that I do think it will correct more, especially with a daily jewel read like that. Even daily RSI looks to me like it's probably going to head for a little bit of a corrective period. So perhaps somewhere down around here, but that'd still be a higher low. Long term, that'd still be bullish. Actually, again, that's versus Ethereum, not probably versus the dollar. Maybe a different story, man. Shells Bells, what's up? Good morning to my Estonian neighbor. However, not in Estonia right now. Sui, SUI. SUI. Honestly, Shelly, I really do miss Finland. I really want to go back. Like every time I go to Dubai, like the first week, I'm like, yeah, this place is cool. I like this. And then a month later, I'm like, I want to go back to Finland. I like Finland more, even if it is super fucking cold. Sui, we'll probably end up going to Thailand this year. I want to try out Thailand. Really good. Really strong run here as well. You are coming back up to these highs that you had from, what was it, February/March. It's likely to pull back from these regions, right? But just like most things, I'd be looking for higher lows on a pullback, and these LARP lines over here are definitely going to be wrong. I mean, it did kind of trade sideways for a while, but obviously that was a nice launching and basing point. Anyways, could very easily, maybe spikes higher into this region, closer to $2, maybe even about $2, but I would be looking for it to then pull back into a daily higher low and then try for the real breakout. But overall, looks pretty damn good to me. Monthly, very clear and obvious higher low, already challenging that last high. So this thing very likely does have a major breakout into the end of this year. The real question is like when. And I do think that this happens maybe like later this month, maybe November. And at that point, you're going to have very likely a pretty significant move. We actually can draw some expected or implied targets for this, $3.50 to $4 on like a monthly breakout. When I say a monthly breakout, I mean monthly closure above like $2 is not out of the question at all. So yeah. Anyways. Let's see what else we got. Goofy Dude. I recognize that name for a long time. Dude. What's up? Shib, daily, weekly, please. Very, very kind. Also, definitely another very legitimate coin. Definitely not a meme coin. Well, to be fair, I mean, again, for a meme coin, a pretty damn good chart here. And this is a monthly. This chart goes all the way back to 2020. So this is an example of something that's actually held up pretty fucking well for a meme coin. I guess maybe it's not a meme coin. Anyways, like most things today, I do think that this thing is going to put in a higher low. In fact, it might already be basing for such a thing. I do think if it is going to come down further, here's what I'd be looking towards, somewhere down around here. But you already have potential for hidden bullish divergence on the daily with your daily RSI making lower lows. Obviously, that would imply that it would have to literally reverse from here over the next few days, but possible. So I guess best case scenario, it actually could bottom out right here. But if it does head a little bit lower, I'd be looking right here. Again, that'd still be another higher low. You know, I don't hate this chart long term. It's not bad. I do think that it will work its way higher overall. Just can take some time. MineSum10 says Alio on Coinbase chart. Brand new piece of work coin from Big VC coin, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care about whatever marketing shit that you're trying to spew here, sir. It's been around for 3 weeks. This is going to be a great analysis, man. I don't have an analysis on something that's this new, man. Do I think it could pop back up here? I don't know, maybe. I do not fucking know when something is this new. If I had to call it, I'd go down to an hourly chart here. Very low time frame, not relevant for anything medium or long term for fucking sure. There is hidden bearish divergence, and it could very easily pop back down and test like, I don't know, 480, 490, $5, somewhere around there. Maybe it finds a bounce there. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, I'm sure the VCs will save this one. James says, Sui, please. We already did that one. Where do I see the high in 2025? Well, if I knew where the high was in 2025, I would be doing everything in my power to position myself towards such things. I don't fucking know, man. I can speculate, I guess. Just take this with a massive grain of salt. Oh, I guess, yeah, we actually did do some predictions. Look, if it does close above $2, I think that $4 is extremely likely. I think best case scenario maybe hits like $6, something like that. That can obviously change significantly. Again, doing things that far in advance, extremely difficult to do. Extremely low probability in making accurate assumptions for that. Style Series says Andy versus Wrapped Ethereum. I think we did this one, man. I think we did this one. Maybe I'm rereading your comment, actually. Yeah, we did do this one. It's Andy. Short term, do you think that it does pull back a little bit more here? Long term, respect the uptrend. Pullbacks can come. Maybe we didn't do this one because I don't actually have it. I don't have it charted out, but could very easily pull back somewhere in this pocket right here. Try for a higher low there. Again, you do still have potential for hidden bullish divergence where it actually is right now. So if it technically speaking, like this could be best case scenario where it does pop back up. But nothing really to be excited about here as long as it's below whatever the high is from 27th of September. Back above there, okay, yes, very obviously bullish until then. I'd be more mindful of likely a higher low incoming and probably comes a little bit lower. Dominic Morale says, pups on CoinX only Bitcoin Mimi. All right, Bitcoin pups. I like a good Bitcoin meme. Okay, on CoinX. I like my coins, but I have to say this is not the best meme coin chart I've seen today, my man. Unfortunately, as much as I wanted to like it at the outset, but look, I mean, it is catching a nice bid here. Where can you start to actually confirm a reversal? Honestly, it's quite close. Would just like to see it trade above like 11.25. If it can do that, I would say, hey, this thing's reversing for like a real major uptrend. Until then, it's very difficult to like shit like this that just generally goes down. Yes, it has had a respectable push up here, but you do not have actually a higher high nor a higher low just yet that that matter, like above those range highs for the highs. And of course, we don't even have a higher low. So I want to see it put in a higher low first. Higher lows, basically anything above 4.25 would look really fucking good to me for a real attempt at a real reversal here. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about that, man. I'm gonna take a sip of this water though. Anima says it's an emoji on Dex Screener. I'm not going to Dex Screener. I never go to Dex Screener. I don't go off TradingView, sir. And you know that because you've been here for a long time as well. And I also don't even know what ticker that is, because unless if I literally just put in the emoji that you have there, I don't know. Can I even do that? I can't even do that. I can't even copy and paste your emoji. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to look at. 2, don't know. I'm not going to that fucking website. And 3, well, what time frames? I have many questions, all of which are unanswered, sir. Jay Boogie says MPC versus USD, Uniswap, 12-hour and daily. MPC, USD. Let's check it out. And you said Uniswap. I don't even see Uniswap here, but I do see several exchanges, of which MEXC is probably the shitcoin exchange of choice for this cycle, at least from what I see. 12-hour and daily, is it still the best chart in crypto? I wouldn't say the best chart in crypto. It's my favorite meme, but that doesn't mean it's the best chart. Perhaps that's a misunderstanding of what I meant by that. I do think, however, that this one will very likely continue on with the uptrend. I do like shit that generally, goes up. But just like most things we've seen today, I would, until we get to like the at least 1 week into October, probably even 10 days into October, I'd just be cognizant that this, things can pull back a little bit more here, still be on a higher low, and still end the month actually bullish. And this thing is no different. I think that it could very easily come down somewhere in this pocket right here. Again, that would still be a higher low and still set it up for, probably a breakout, maybe the next month or two. But yeah. I mean, the weekly is not bad, though. The weekly is certainly not bad. It's kind of throwing me off there. Maybe it actually does try to break out from here. That'd be pretty crazy. I suppose you will know if it breaks out if you see a closure above 3.5 cents. At that point, this thing actually can probably run pretty significantly. Let's see what some projected targets would be. At that point, 5.5 cents to maybe even 8. Sorry, not 8 cents, but 7 cents. Somewhere between 5.5 to 7 cents if you do get that breakout. Be pretty epic, actually. Coffee Please says Neural AI Weekly. Okay, thank you for including the actual fucking ticker, which you didn't do, and you also put it in all capitals, which is really fucking annoying. I'm sorry, man. It's like you don't need to yell at me, man. I can see your comment. Anyways, again, another chart that generally goes up, so we like that, or at least I like that, since March, and while most of this market was going down. Okay, oh no, this is versus USD. Okay, that's good. Assuming that I'm looking at the right thing here. Let me actually, there we go. But again, just like most things in this market, it could very easily come back down just a little bit more in the short term, set in a higher low. It would really not be asking for much to get it back down around like $3.50. Between now and like the 10th of this month. So just be aware of that. Overall, long term, I'm always going to respect a chart that just generally goes up. Just like the last chart, there is a slight possibility that it actually does try and move from here. It's definitely possible. How will you know that that's actually happening? It's very simple. If you see any sort of a trade and closure above 576 on a daily, then yes, because technically there is potential for hidden bullish divergence here. Just needs to confirm a local low. So that actually is a legitimate possibility, but I would still err on the side of caution, at least until the 7th or 10th of this month. Michael Longcar is back. He's looking at FET on the daily and weekly. Sure, man. FET. Okay. All right. What is FET doing? Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. Wow. That we forgot some sort of a marketing term somewhere in there. Are the LARP lines playing out? Not particularly, although I do think that it will actually continue to kind of base in this range. But again, long term, have to respect an uptrend as always. You are on a daily and weekly. Let's actually go down and do a daily, see what that one's looking like. Holy shit. Oh, it's just Elsa. Okay. Let's make this chart for a daily. Okay. Just make sure to make as much noise as possible. Anyways, for this one, a lot of these charts are throwing me off because the weekly timeframes look like they could push through. The daily timeframes look more short-term toppy, but again, very likely does set in a higher low. So for this one, I wouldn't be surprised if you do see another try around like 170 to 175, and then it comes back down, maybe something like this. like boom, boom, comes back down, sets in a higher low, and then, you know, fills out the range a little bit more, and then tries an actual move above 185. Weekly time frame, that same pivot would be what I had before at 175. So whichever one, you know, one of those closes above first, but I'm still a lot more inclined to say that this one probably does fill out this range more, and that would include coming, you know, down in the short term. That's just my opinion, though. That's not really like real analysis. That's just an opinion. Monthly time frame, just because I want to see, you know, long term. Yeah, I do think that it will go up. Very likely does go up. So short term downside moves should be an opportunity. The question is, how far does it come down? And I would be looking for this one to trade closer towards, you know, $2.25 to $2.50. You know, in the coming months. I mean, this is not bad. Just give it some time. Anyways, let's see what else we got. Nice boobs. Good job. Keep it up. Elsa just walks in the door and takes off her shirt.
It's pretty fucking hot, sir.
We have the air conditioning here, sir. Olief from Bulgaria, I think, says, hello, sir. What's up, man? Solana on the 4 on daily. Nice. Not a meme coin, I think. Yeah, I have all the chats. I've got it under control, so you can stop. Okay, let's check out the 4 hour. Short term, it does look like it's going to get a bit of a pity bounce. In fact, it already has. Daily time frame. You know, do I have a chart for this one? I should have a chart. Yeah, of course I have a chart for this one. Stifled again at the 163 level. You know, I do think that kind of similar to the last chart, it's going to spend some more time filling this area out. Like maybe it does get a short-term rally, but I do think it will come back down a little bit. Fill this area a little bit more, but most importantly, setting that higher low and then give the real try to the upside probably later this month. Yeah, I'm a lot more inclined to say something like that. Only way I'd be looking for this one to really break out is with a closure above 163.5. At that point, very likely you're going to see a move towards 190 to $200, and probably even sets it up for like the real macro monthly breakout. Again, long term, you know, okay, fine. It's just in the short term, have to be looking for a higher low, and I do think that higher low can come a little bit lower than where it's currently at. In fact, if we do it for just this current move, you know, if it came down to 140, that'd be okay as well. Even 135. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right there. Let's see. TPTMH says Flux on daily, please. All right. Flux. Okay. Don't think we've done that. Binance, I guess. Definitely not the best chart that we've seen today. It's not the worst chart as well, but it's also not great. Let's go to a weekly. I know you asked about a daily, but I just want to see a weekly. Yeah, selling off quite more than the rest of the market, given you know, the chance. Not a great sign. Don't like it long term. Don't even like it short term. Do think that, you know, it might have a bounce towards like 57, 58 cents, but overall I'd be looking for this one to come back down closer towards 50 cents, maybe even 45 cents, and continue to base off these lows. Just hard chart to love. Maybe finds another low around 45 to 50 cents, but you know, there's just much better things in this market that don't do this for years on end, while the rest of the market goes up in many X's. Paul Higgins says DroneShield on weekly. Okay, I'm just going to type this in on TradingView. I'm guessing this is like a real stock. Let me take a sip of this water too. My throat's like actually getting wrecked. Hey, Krown, can you talk about Ethereum? Yep, it's bad. Do you still want me to talk about it? I guess you're talking about the Australian stock. Pretty good. Hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. Weekly jeweled, having a fresh turn to the upside alongside the 618 fib. I would be looking for this one to pop higher. Even has a weekly higher low. The second that it trades back above your September 2nd highs, I'll be looking for this thing to make a move, pretty significant move, you know, overall to 180, maybe even $2 in the coming weeks. Overall, very nice. Only bearish if this one were to come back down below your August lows. That would be my only concerning area. for the higher term timeframes. All right, we'll go over very quickly Ethereum because there actually have been a lot of people asking about it. Ethereum hidden bearish evidence on the weekly time frame. I made a post about this on Twitter. I believe it was yesterday as well. Also hidden bearish evidence on the daily here too. I do think that this one comes back down a little bit more, maybe closer to like 2350 to 2400, even something like that. Let's actually see. Yeah, it could very easily come down into this pocket right here. Technically could put in a higher low, but this thing's actually only been putting in lower highs and lower lows for quite some time now. I mean, it is weak for this cycle. It's very, very weak for this cycle. There's many other much better things to be in for this cycle. That much is very obvious. I don't think it's going to break down like fully here. I think that you know, at worst you get another test into this blue box and then it finds a low there. I don't think this thing is going to like die while everything else doesn't. But you know, it's just not an interesting chart compared to most things in this market. It's just not. You know, it seems to me like diminishing returns have hit Ethereum pretty harshly. You know, I think Ethereum is just not the thing that it used to be. Short term, it very likely comes down a little bit more. But I don't think it's going to make like new lows here. I don't think it's going to fall through the floor. I do think that it will find a low, and I do think that it will rally from there. It's just, is it going to rally as much as many other things in this market, even of like same type? Probably not, man. But yeah, I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off. My voice is fucking killing me at this point. But it's been a really, really fun live stream. Let me just see how long we've been going here. Let's see. Where is my thing? Where is my thing? There it is. I found it. Yeah, we've been going for a little bit over an hour now. Vitalik coin, so not so Vitalik, not so vitally. Vitalik is the real Ethereum killer. Perhaps yes. All right, Anderson 77. All right, last one for Anderson. Super. I do have on my list and acting like really fucking well. Again, this is what I've been saying for a long time. I know Elliot, and if there's one thing I know, he fucking cares about this project, and he's doing everything in his power to make the project well, do what I think most people want it to do. Anyways, a super for a shitcoin doing very well. Very, very well. One of the stronger ones, especially for something that's been around for a longer time now. Just basically been vertical since October of 2023. Yeah, some deep corrections here. I believe that we did say back over on the 50-cent tick over here, that was probably going to be a low. I do think that it will struggle a little bit at these current highs that you're seeing right here at 116, basically. I'm speaking specifically to the weekly right now, by the way. So if it did want to pull back, this would kind of be the area for it to pull back. Let's get rid of the LARP lines as well. If it does pull back, and I'm not saying that it's going to, but if it does, here's the area that I'd be looking for on a higher low. Would be somewhere around 77 to somewhere around 77 cents, kind of what I'd be saying on that. But higher term timeframes are looking very good here. I am actually not so confident it does pull back that much. Even 90 cents would be probably okay. I really like the quarterly here. I do think that this one to me looks like it's getting ready for like a real macro run. The pattern enjoyers of the world will call this an inverted herp and derp, and I mean, kind of is, I guess. But overall, to me, this thing shows strength when most of the things in this market were showing weakness, which is like double strength in my opinion. So well, I do think it can pull back a little bit more. Again, maybe like 85 to 90 cents if it wants to. Overall, I think that this thing will take out your March 2024 highs. And the second that it does, get ready for a move towards like $2.5, $3. Probably quite fast if that happens too. Anyways, I'm going to call it on that note. It's been an absolute pleasure on this nice little live stream. I apologize for some of the flippant and mean comments. It's been a very mean day, but have been having a lot of fun as well. What's up, Crypto Yellow Vest? Our French, God, I forgot how to say friend in French. Ami, I think it's that. But yes, Peter Underwood, thank you as well, sir. And thank you to everyone joining in as well. Like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure. Really enjoying doing these. I'll probably keep the Wednesday schedule going onwards from here. So Wednesdays will likely be the live stream day. I'll try my best to let you know one day at least in advance. And yeah, we can go from there. It's not Sui, it's pronounced Say. Oh, it's Lisa Chant back again. Jesus Christ. Can you just like not be here? Anyways, to everyone besides Lisa, have a nice day. To Lisa, go fuck